Let's complete the creditors ledger of Steve Stores. We have 3 creditors: Peter's Stores, Carston Merchants, and Mazzoli Supermarkets. Creditor 1, 2, and 3. Peter Stores, quickly scan through your transactions, and wherever you see the name Peter Stores, quickly highlight it. You'll see it on the 1st, his opening balance, on the 2nd, the 8th, the 10th, the 19th, the 27th, the 29th, and the 30th. On the 1st, it has an opening balance of 17,900, which we've already recorded. Then on the 2nd, we bought trading stock on credit from Peter Stores, 3,200 Rand, renumbered invoice number 23. So our details will be our credit purchase invoice 23. Our journal is our CJ journal. We are buying more on credit, so our account liability will increase with the amount of 3,200. And now our balance is 21,100. Then on the 8th, stock to the value of 1430 returned by debit note number 56 to Peter Stores. So duplicate debit note 56 will be our details. Our journal when we return is our CAJ. Now our liability will decrease, so it will go in the debit column, 1430. So our balance is slightly less, 19,670. Then on the 10th, load an EFT to Peter Stores to settle our outstanding debt. So what do we owe? We owe 19,670 to Peter Stores. So we are going to write out do an EFT transfer. It's number 19. It comes from our CPJ journal. We are going to settle the entire 19,670 in our debit column. So now our balance is on 0. Then the next entry was on the 19th. Bought a new bookshelf for the office on credit, 1,500 Rand from Peter Stores. So it's our CJ journal when credit purchases take place. It's our CPI invoice number 25. It will go in our credit column, 1,500, because our liability is going up. So now our balance is back on 1,500. Then on the 27th, loaded the following EFTs to creditors for payments on accounts. Peter Stores 800, so it's an EFT number 28. Our journal is our CPJ journal. 800 Rand. In the debit column, we are making a payment, so our liability is going down. So our balance is now 700. Then on the 29th, received credit purchase invoices from the following creditors. Peter Stores for stock 4,800 Rand and packaging material 1,640. We are going to add those two amounts together to give us 6,440. So it's going to go in the credit column 6,440 because our liability is going up. Our journal is our CJ journal and it's a credit purchase invoice. And you go to the journal, you'll see it was number 27. So now our balance is 7,140. And then the last entry was on the 30th. Issued debit notes for returns and discounts to the following creditors. To Peter Stores for trading stock 2,140 and packing material 500. Again, you're going to add those two amounts together to give you 2,640. It's a return, so it will be in the debit column. My journal is my CAJ journal. It's a duplicate debit note, which will be my details. Go to the journal, you'll see it's number 58. And now my end balance for October is 4,500. I've highlighted in red just to remind you that this is the answer that we are going to take down to the bottom of our list under Peter Stores. Our second creditor is Carston's Merchants. The entries that reflects Carston's Merchants, if you quickly scan through the question paper, is on the 4th, the 24th, the 27th, the 29th, and the 30th. We already have our opening balance of 4,900, which we got from additional information number 1. Then on the 4th it says, drew EFT 18 to Carston Merchants for 2,200 Rand as partial payment of the account. So when we make a partial payment, we know it's CPJ and we know it will be an EFT. Go to the journal, you'll see number 18 was issued. and we are paying 2,200, so our liability is decreasing with 2,200. So now our balance is 2,700. Then on the 24th, we bought stationery and packing material on credit. So you're going to add those two amounts together. If you add 1,340 and 1,230 together, you get 2,570. So that will go to your credit column. Your journal involved is your CJ journal. It is a credit purchase invoice number 26. And now our balance is 5,270. Then on the 27th, we loaded the following EFTs to credits for payments on accounts. Carsten Merchants 2270. So my journal is CPJ. It's an EFT under details 2270 in my debit column. We're making a payment. So my liability is going down, and now my balance is 3,000. Then on the 29th, we received credit purchase invoices from the following creditors. Carson Merchants for trading inventory 1675. So my journal is my CJ journal. It's my credit purchase invoice number 29. It's 1675 in the credit column, because my liability is going up with the credit purchase. And now my balance is 4675. And then my last entry is on the 30th. It's a debit note for returns. And then it says, to Carson Merchants, they forgot to impose a 20% trade discount on the purchase. So remember, the trade discount amount we calculated previously was 335. Just to remind you how we got to that answer, it was our credit purchase invoice amount of 1675 times 20% gives us 335. So it will be in the debit column 335. It's my CAJ because it was an error. We forgot to give the discount, or they forgot to give us the discount, so our debt must decrease. It's a duplicate debit note that was issued. So now we owe Carsten Merchants 4340 at the end of the month. That is the same amount that we will put now in our list under Carsten Merchants. Now let's complete our last creditors ledger, Mazoli Supermarket. We already have an opening balance account rendered of 2880. Then the transactions, if you quickly scan through it, Mazoli Supermarket appears on the 6th, the 14th, the 21st, the 27th, the 29th, and the 30th. On the 6th it says, bought stationery 1,300 Rand, equipment 7,100 Rand, and stock 4,120 Rand on credit from Mazoli Supermarkets. So we are going to add all those three amounts together, and then we get 12,520. So in the credit column, we're going to put 12,520. It's a credit purchase, so our folio is CJ, and it's a credit purchase invoice number 24. Now our balance is 15,400. Then on the 14th, paid 6,400 via EFT on account to Mazoli Supermarkets. So our details is EFT. It's our CPJ journal. Our liability will decrease with a payment of 6,400. So now our balance is 9,000. Then on the 21st, return stationery 400, equipment 1,100, and stock 870 Rand to Mazoli Supermarkets. Once again, you're going to add those three amounts together, and then you get 2,370. A return will decrease our liability, so it will be in the debit column. Our journal is our CAJ journal, and it's a duplicate debit note that we will issue under details. Our balance now is 6,630. Then on the 27th, loaded the following EFTs to creditors for payments on accounts. Mazoli Supermarkets 1630. Once again, we're making a payment, so it's our CPJ journal. It will be an EFT. Number 23, you'll find that in your CPJ under your source document. It will be 1630 in the debit column, and now our balance is slightly less, 5,000. Then on the 29th, received credit purchase invoices from the following creditors: Mazuli Supermarket for inventory 4140 and stationery 2360. Again, you are going to add those two amounts together. That gives you 6,500. A credit purchase invoice was issued. Your folio is your creditor's journal, and it will go in the credit column because it has our liability will increase. We have now bought more on credit. Now our balance is 11,500. The last entry on the 30th, issued debit notes for returns and discount to the following creditors: to Mazuli Supermarket for inventory 1620 and stationery 480. Once again, you're going to add those two amounts together, which gives you 2,100 Rand. So 2,100 will go in the debit column because it's a return, so it will decrease our liability. Our journal is CAJ. Duplicate debit note will be under details, it's number 59, and our final balance at the end of October is 9,400 Rand. This is the amount, that's why it's in red, that I will take to the bottom of my list under Mazuli Supermarket, 9,300. So if you refer to your creditors list, we've already entered Peter's Stores 4,500, we've already entered Carson Merchants 4340, and now we've entered Mazuli Supermarkets of 9,400 Rand. Now you add those three amounts together, and that gives you 18,240, and it's very important that this is the same amount when you do your general ledger on the next page, that your balance carried over for your creditors control account is also equal to 18,240 on 31 October 2025. Let's complete our general ledger of Steve Stores. Our balance sheet account section, the first ledger account is equipment. We know equipment is an asset, so our signs will be plus minus. Our opening balance will be on the debit side, 321,000, which we've already entered. And then on the debit side, you'll record your creditors control CJ, your bank CPJ. And on the credit side, you'll record your CAJ entry, and then you'll balance the account off. So let's quickly go to these journals and go transfer our totals from our journals. If you go to your CJ journal, your total is 7,100 Rand. Remember, you're going to use the date the 6th, the date the transaction took place. If you go to your CPJ journal, your total is 4,200 Rand. Also, you're going to use the date the 28th. Then on the credit side, if you go to your CAJ journal, your total was 1,100. Again, you're going to specify the date as the 21st. Now, all that you simply need to do is you need to add up your debit side. Your debit side gives you a total of 332,300. You know that your credit side must then also balance to 332,300 if you apply the double entity rule. So your shortfall on the credit side is 331,200, and that is your balance that you will bring forward on the 1st of November. 331,200. Our next ledger account is our inventory account. It's also an asset plus minus. We have our opening balance of 98,000 on the debit side. Then on the debit side, you'll have your purchases for cash, which is CPJ, and on credit, which is CJ. And on the credit side, you'll have any returns, CAJ. So let's go to those three journals and go record the totals into this account. So bank CPJ was 11,300. Creditors control CJ was 17,935. Your CAJ total was 6,395. Now all that we simply need to do is we need to add our debit side, which gives us 127,235. We know that our credit side must also equal to 127,235. So our shortfall on the credit side is 120,840. And that will be our balance brought forward on the 1st of November, 120,840. Next is our bank account. Our bank is an asset plus minus. We have an opening bank balance of 2,800 Rand on the debit side. In this exercise, we did not do a CRJ, so we only did a CPJ journal. So our total payments is 25. So our total payments comes down to 49,430. Now you will see that your bank balance is becoming unfavorable because your credit side is bigger than your debit side. So if we balance our debit side, we get a total of 49,430. We know that our debit side is also equal to 49,430, applying the double entity rule. So our shortfall is 46,630 on the debit side, and that will be our balance carried down for the bringing forward on the 1st of November. 46,630, and that is on the 1st of November. Now let's complete our final balance sheet account section, which is our creditors control. Our creditors control is a liability, so our signs will be minus plus, and we will have our opening balance on the credit side. 25,680. Our total in our CPJ journal is 32,970. Our total in our CAJ journal for creditors control is 8875. And our total for CJ creditors control is 34,405. Now we just need to balance the account off. If we add up our credit side, we get a total of 60,085. So that means our debit side must also add up to 60,085, because my debit side must equal to my credit side, which means I then have a shortfall on the debit side of 18,240. So my balance brought forward on the 1st of November will be 18,240. Just one thing, always go and double check that this balance of 18,240 is indeed the total of your creditors list. And if you go to your creditors list on page 55, you will see that it was 18,240. Now let's complete our nominal account section, which is stationery and packing material. They are both owner's equities minus plus minus plus. Our CPJ total is 390. Our CJ total is 5,000. And our CAJ total is 880 if you go to all those three journals. Now we simply need to add up our debit side. That gives us 7190. We know the credit side is also equal to 7190 because the debit side is equal to the credit side. So our total carried over, which is our balancing figure, is 6310, and that is the amount that we will bring forward on the 1st of November. Then, packaging material. Our CPJ total is 570. Again, you're going to look at a specific transaction date, which was the 25th. Our CJ total is 2870. Our CAJ total is 500. Now let's add up the debit side. We get 7540. So we know the credit side is also equal to 7540. So our shortfall on the credit side is 7040, and that will be our total brought forward on the 1st of November, 7040 on the debit side. We have now completed exercise 2.5.